Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and on today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to save money from salary. Now, my name is Franklin from the Money Code Academy, and if this is your first time of watching, I talk about financial freedom, I talk about entrepreneurship, I talk about personal finance and everything in between. So if these are the things that interest you, if any of it interests you, consider subscribing to this channel. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that the next time I post a new video, you'll be the first to receive it. Now, I want to encourage you to watch to the end because I've got some very lovely information to share with you. I believe that this information will go a very long way to help you. You know, one of the challenges that very many people face out there is that their salary is never enough. Okay, their salary is never enough, and in most cases they find it very difficult to save. But you see, no matter how little that you are earning, it is still possible to save if you decide to save. It all begins with a decision to save from your salary. So let's take a look at few things that you should do to be able to save from your salary. The first thing that I've put down here is that you've got to determine why and what you want to save for. This is so important. You know, very many people, they want to save, they love to save, but a lot of times their savings is without a goal. Most people save for the rainy day, but you see, saving for the rainy day is not a goal. You need to have a goal for your savings. Okay, so you should ask yourself, why do you want to save? What am I saving for? If you can ask yourself this question, it will go a very long way to help you to determine exactly the move you want to make in your finances. There are people who say, okay, I want to save to be able to clear out a loan. Some people, they say, I want to save to be able to buy a car. Whatever may be the case, go ahead and write it down. Pen this down, because the why and the what will determine the kind of savings that you will do. Some people save for vacation. Now, when they are saving for vacation, that also determines the kind of savings that they are going to get involved in as at that time. So determine the why and the what you want to save for. Okay, and then the next thing that you need to work on is that you need to determine how much you are willing to shell out every month for that thing you're saving for. If, for example, you're earning, let's say you're earning $5,000, or let's say you're earning $8,000, okay, and you want to save for vacation, you can still go for that vacation. Although it may take you a long time for you to do that savings, but you can still save. You can decide to be removing $100 every month or $50 every month. It all depends on you. But then, this particular move cannot happen if you haven't determined why you are saving and what you are saving for. So these two things, they go a long way to determine how much you are going to be willing to shell out. And don't forget, when you are shelling out this money, it is something that you have considered. You have taken out time to consider your other expenses. For example, your rent, your transport fare. You've considered all these things, your daily expenses. So after you've considered all these, then you will now be able to say, okay, I want to remove a certain part of my salary for this. Okay, so you've got to determine how much you are willing to shell out on a monthly basis. And I must say this, while you are working on this, it is of great importance that you don't overdo it in such a way that, okay, you now start choking financially. That is not the idea. The idea is that while you are earning, you are still able to save, and you are still able to cater for your other expenses as well. Okay, so that's something that you need to work on. The third way in which you can save from your salary is that you've got to be reasonable with your deduction. Be reasonable with your deduction. Be reasonable with it. Like I said earlier, don't do something that will choke you financially. Because if you do that, you will not be able to carry on with that savings. Imagine earning $8,000 or earning $5,000 and you are removing $4,000 as your savings. It's not going to be enough for you to cater for your other expenses. So you've got to be reasonable with this so that it does not affect you in the long run. Is that okay? Now, the next thing that needs to be done is that you need to set a time limit or a goal for your savings. For example, you want to go for vacation and you want to save for that vacation. You can tell yourself and say, okay, within the next 6 months, this is the amount I'm going to be saving. I want to achieve a certain figure between now and 6 months' time. Listen, savings without a goal, without time limit, will not produce any fruit. Trust me. There is a need for you to set a time and say, by this time, I'm going to be done with this thing that I'm doing. And then the next thing that you've got to know is that you have to be focused on achieving it. Which means if you have set a target, a time limit for yourself, every month be disciplined enough to remove that which you have said you want to remove. As long as your income is consistent, set a time and keep removing it, keep removing it, keep removing it every month. And I'm telling you, if you are focused and disciplined, you will finally be able to achieve it. So that'll be all for this video. I want to believe that you have gotten value from this video. If you have gotten value, drop me a comment. I would like to hear from you. I want to know your thoughts on this matter. What other ways do you think that people can save money from their salary? If there's something that I've missed out here, let me in on it. I would like to have an interaction with you. And don't forget to like the video, share with your friends and families. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Join the family. I talk about some interesting topics regarding your personal finance, and I believe that these topics, they will go a very long way to help you. So I will see you again in the next video. Until then, keep cracking the money code.